Yo, so Bryson Tiller just dropped. Bryson Tiller just dropped today, October the 2nd. Wow. Anniversary not only brings us 10 songs, but it also brings us a Drake feature. Now, this was a highly anticipated album. This is his third album, and the people was waiting for this one. And I'm happy that it came out today. Now, let me help you understand why this album was so anticipated. His debut album, Trap Soul, received massive success in 2015. And keep in mind, this was his first album, and his singles topped the charts multiple times. Don't peaked at number 13 on the Billboard charts. Exchange peaked at number 26 on the Billboard charts. And Sorry Not Sorry also peaked at number 67 on the Billboard charts. Now, for a brand new artist, keep in mind, this is something that don't normally happen. You have 3 top Billboard charts, your album top on the charts, and then your album has numerous rewards on top of that. I'm gonna actually list these off. So, Pop Sugar ranked it as number 20 on their 24 best albums of 2015 list. Boombox placed the album at number 6 on the top 20 best R&B albums of 2015. Oyster ranked it as number 20 on their 20 albums we turned up to in 2015 list. Complex placed it as number 43 on the magazine's best albums in 2015 list. And it was nominated for multiple awards like the Billboard Music Awards, the American Music Awards, the Soul Train Music Awards, and then on top of that, it was nominated for a Grammy. But the bad thing about it is his second album actually flopped right after. And the critics and people like myself and others were not impressed. Unfortunately, it's just hard to really follow up with the same success that you had with such a great project like Trap Soul as your first project. It's kind of like you're being put on a high pedestal, and then you have to follow up that high pedestal with your second album. That's pretty tough. Unless you're Kendrick Lamar and make Down right after To Pimp a Butterfly, and then To Pimp a Butterfly right after Good Kid, Mad City. But since we're here, let's actually talk more about Bryson Tiller. Bryson DeJuan Tiller is a 27-year-old singer, songwriter, and rapper from Louisville, Kentucky. Now, he actually started his career in 2011, but he found major success in 2015 after releasing his debut single, Don't. And as mentioned previously, if you couldn't already tell, he received a lot of success following with Trap Soul. Now, outside of his 2 albums and now 3 albums, he received major success with a hit single titled Wild Thoughts alongside Rihanna and DJ Khaled in 2017. Now, before the fame, he actually started rapping and singing at the age of 15. He recorded his first mixtape, Killer Instinct Volume 1 in 2011, but in 2013, he actually dropped out of high school due to having a kid, where he also had to take a break from music and work both at Papa John's and UPS to provide for his daughter Harley. Now, what a lot of people don't actually know, his album True to Self actually did pretty dang on well in numbers. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard charts, and it was actually his first number 1 album. Not Trap Soul, True to Self. And then he was able to use that same success to be able to partner with Nike to provide a park for children and teens. Now, I don't care what anyone say, this guy has a good heart. And he actually didn't deserve all of the criticism that he actually received over the numerous of years. I mean, that's probably why he took so much time off before he released this project. Bryson Tiller is mainly influenced by Omarion and The Dream, and he really started the Trap Soul vibe in R&B. Now, I actually had the opportunity of seeing him live at the Trap Soul tour. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I was on a date, you know what I'm saying? I was in college, I was young, and then all of a sudden, Bryson Tiller came out, the crowd went crazy. I'm telling you, look, his effect that he had on the crowd was insane. Trap Soul was hot, you know, it just came out. You know, that was my first introduction really to Bryson Tiller. I didn't know much about him until I saw him live, and I became a fan ever since. But now back to the album. The track lists are as follows. You have Years Go By, Always Forever, I'm Ready For You, Things Change, Timeless Interlude, Sorrows, In Hell, Outta Time, Keep Doing What You're Doing, and then Next To You. Now, this album was pretty good to me. So some of my favorites include things like Always Forever, Times Change, Timeless Interlude, as well as In Hell. When it came to Always Forever, the beat was simple, but it also allowed for Bryson Tiller to do his thing throughout the track. It pushed you in the mood, and then also this along with the next track, Things Change, give you that classic Trap Soul vibes. Segue, Things Change also gives you a very nice sample. Love the sample, it's song gets you in the feels. It actually reminds me of a OVO sample. Had me bouncing my head the entire time throughout the track. Timeless Interlude makes you think. It walks you through his life and the world around him. Beautiful sample, and I love the piano as well as the outro towards the end. I love Bryce on this track. I thought he was smooth, and I love how the actual sample and vocalism in the sample actually plays a role in the song as well. Inhale is my favorite production on the project. It actually introduced me to Deepai, which was the producer to this track. Now, if you haven't heard of him, then you should definitely go ahead and check him out. And then lastly, Keep Doing What You're Doing is very beautiful, it's smooth. Production is solid, heavy 808s, very solid sample. And because it's heavy 808, I love how Bryson brings in the high end. So overall, I thought this project was a very solid project. I didn't want to come into this project with expectations. I wanted to listen to it as a project by Bryson Tiller following the notes itself. Is it better than Trap Soul? I'm sorry, it's not gonna beat Trap Soul. Nevertheless, I thought it was a great project and I didn't have songs that I disliked. Now let's go and see what Twitter thinks. Okay, alright. Cushy Flip Flop said, Bryson Tiller really had us waiting 5 years so he could look the other way. Now, I didn't even notice this until now, but wow, that's crazy. Literally the same design, different color, just opposite direction. Hope said, Giveon and Bryson Tiller got me really feeling like this. Valid. And the last one, Sad Girl said, I just want Bryson Tiller to know that this album was worth the wait. I agree, it was worth the wait. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into my ratings. Overall, for the production, I gave it an 8. I thought it was solid. I loved the sampling in this. I love the trap soul vibes. Songwriting, I also gave it an 8. I thought it was a solid project that displayed emotion, and I did that. Vocalism, I gave it an 8 as well. I love Bryson Tiller's voice. I think he's a pretty good singer. I love the way that he likes to mix singing as well as rapping. And then lastly, overall, I feel like I gave it a 9. This is something that I'm definitely gonna repeat and definitely I'm gonna be adding to my playlist. So my overall rating altogether is an 8.25. That's my rating. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and look, your only limitations are those in your own mind. Alright, Stevie TV out. Okay, look, when I first saw the track list to this album, I just knew that this album was gonna be legendary. I mean, look at this track list. First off, the cover is amazing, but I mean,